side of life. So, yeah, it's enough reason for you to put your hands together for me now. Yo, what's up? How you doing? I am really excited today, and I'll tell you why. But before that, how's your mind? How's your body? And how is your soul? How you doing today? How's everything around you? It's the 5th day in the month of March 2024. And the reason for my excitement is because I remember where I was at this time last year. I was at the hospital. I was going through a process of birthing one of the most beautiful human beings on planet Earth. And it took longer than I expected. But at the end of the day, it was worth the wait. Today, my beautiful darling was born. It's her first birthday, and I just feel I should share my excitement. I wish you could catch it from wherever you are. Yeah. So after the conversations today, don't ask me where the party at. Don't ask me where we are going to. Just wish us well and wish the celebrant well. By the way, what are we looking at today? Banks involved in 70% of financial crimes as stated by the EFCC. I found that on the Punch newspaper this morning, by the way. I'll share some details of it with us. Also, I would like to point your attention to the fact that this is not new. For account owners, people who have owned accounts for several years and counting, if you haven't experienced it, some other account user has experienced the level of fraudulent transactions on individuals' accounts. I had my own personal experience in the year 2015. I was seated where I was in church and somebody was wiring all the money in my account. The person was kind enough to leave about 16,000 naira for me, but I recovered it. Yes, I recovered it, not courtesy of the bank, but courtesy of the people that the fraud, what do we call the person now? Is it the one that perpetrated the fraud? Contracted business with, I was able to get through to them to tell them that, see, I did not authorize this transaction. I am the original owner of this particular account, and I forwarded details showing the authenticity of my claim. And because these companies belong to white guys and it was not a tangible stuff bought by the criminal, it was a subscription, all right? They could easily cancel the subscription and returned my money to my account. Now, why it got funny was because I lost money between the day it happened and the day I was refunded because dollar dropped. So you see this dollar dropping and rising, it didn't start today. But one thing that really got me scared when it happened was because the compromise did not come from me. I can only speak for myself. I was with my card. I did not disclose details to anybody, but it some way, somehow happened. Now, when I got into the banking hall, the branch manager of the branch headquarters in Port Harcourt specifically told me when I was able to recover my funds that on their end, there was really nothing they could do for me to recover my funds. So when they told me, come, fill this form, fill that form, it was just in a bid to calm me down and not tell me the reality of things. That all they could do from their end was just wait. If I, as the customer, was able to do the recovery on my own, their duty is to receive from the merchant and credit my account with the said sum. This was in 2015, February 2015 to be precise. This is 2024. Now, this banking system, we all have come to embrace because it seems convenient. Online banking, internet banking, mobile app, USSD code, banking halls, investment accounts, you name it. It's been seen to be better than when we used to bury our money in the ground and it didn't yield interest. But even these days, customers are complaining. I mean, I put money in the bank and before the end of the month, I'm getting debits for SMS, debits for email, debits for servicing my card, debits for this, debit for that. And then what do? Now, the question I'm asking is, would boycotting the banking sector in Nigeria force them to do right by their customers at all times? We no one do banking again. It's not favoring us. Go with your bank. Would they feel threatened to the point where they would say, you know what? Let us do the right thing. Let us secure people's accounts. Let us fish out those who are perpetrating fraud in the banking system. Let us look for the loopholes. I mean, this is not the first time we've talked about security of funds in accounts. I mean, I had that conversation sometime last year, if I'm not mistaken. But you see, the banking sector has come to stay in Nigeria, but not without issues, which include an increase in fraudulent cases connected with banks. Now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission yesterday indicted banks as being linked to about 70% of the financial crimes in Nigeria. EFCC's chairman, Ola Olukayode, disclosed this while speaking in Abuja at the 2023 annual retreat and general meeting of the Association of Chief Audit Executives of Banks based in Nigeria. He pointed out that the banking sector was increasingly becoming a cesspool of fraudulent activities, and this had been raising considerable challenges and concerns to the commission. I'll give you more of these details after the break. Let's just catch our breath. We'll come back. I open the phone lines. I ask the questions. I start reading your messages and taking your calls. It's the sunny side right here on your number one station for Talk 90.3 Nigeria Info FM. My name is Denise Walu, one and only of Nigeria Info FM Port Harcourt.
It's natural to have different ideologies. We tend to see things from
Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and on X we are at Nigeria Info PH, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM _PH. So back to the conversation, the link, bank's involvement in financial crime. I had stated earlier that the FCC chairman, while speaking at an annual retreat yesterday, pointed out that the banking sector was increasingly becoming a cesspool of fraudulent activities, and this had been raising considerable challenges and concerns to the commission. All right. Some of the things he said was that, broadly speaking, banking fraud in Nigeria is both inside and outside related. The inside related fraud comprises outright selling of customers' deposits, authorizing loan facilities, forgery, and several other kinds of unhealthy and criminal practices. The outsider-related ones include hacking, ATM fraud, conspiracy, among others. And then the absurd one is when both collaborate. It's coming from outside, it's coming from inside. So a fraudster from the outside is working in connection with the bank or the banker. So that is collaboration among the bankers and the outsiders. And that one is the one that is really absurd, because when you do that, that means you are selling out the system. You're opening doors to more fraudsters. You're telling them that, look, there's a loophole here that we can leverage on to defraud unsuspecting customers. All right? So, it is estimated that about 70% of financial crimes in Nigeria are traceable to the banking sector, and this scenario is disturbing and unacceptable. Now, while we wait for the authorities to do what they can, sanitize the banking system, ensure that they live by the rules as it concerns banking in Nigeria in accordance with the Central Bank of Nigeria and all of that, as individuals who own accounts, as individuals who are at the receiving end when things go south, as individuals who time and again have complained severally of deductions that were not authorized by us and they were still untraceable by the bank. What do? Would boycotting help? More like a subtle, what's this word I'm looking for? A subtle protest. A subtle protest. A subtle we no go gree. Will boycotting the banking sector in Nigeria force them to do right by their customers at all times? Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH, like I said earlier, and our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. If you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, do well to send us a WhatsApp message, WhatsApp or Telegram messages to be sent to 0809 030 6416. A call screener is on standby to take your calls first before passing you on to us in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear will not be my voice, but that of the call screener. And please, you would have to be patient. We're not doing Yanga. We're not doing Shakara. We're just doing what needs to be done to get you through to us in the right way. Michael from Bonny. Hi, Michael. Welcome to the sunny side.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Michael.
Michael, you're welcome. How you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm good.
All right. The topic you brought this afternoon very, very interesting. The EFCC chairman accused the banks, I think he is in the right direction. Because even if your money is being stolen or there's a misappropriation, I don't know the word I will use. You report to the bank, even if you report to the CBN, nothing is done about it. For me, I believe they are working in connivance with those fraudsters outside. Even the leaders, I personally myself, I believe they are working with them. If you have money with FCMB, something happened to it, you report, they will not trace it. They will tell you, come back. And at the end of the day, you end up frustrated and leaving the money to go. I believe, and I'm in support of what the EFCC chairman have said, that the banks are working, all financial crimes are traceable to the bank. 70%, 99% of all financial crimes are traceable to the bank. And if there is a way we can sanitize the bank, I believe we are in a safe hand. But the problem remains, even their leaders know what they're doing, and they cannot do anything about it. So that's my submission this afternoon. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michael. Victor from Umukrushi, welcome to the sunny side.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What the man is saying, I think is up to 75. Yes, it's up to 75 because sometimes I go to bank. I have two accounts. I have Access Bank and First Bank. So sometimes I go to bank to just deposit money. I just go to bank to deposit money. As in, not that I cannot deposit through POS, but I go to bank to deposit money to observe something. I would like to tell you the gospel truth is that most of the financial crime comes from the bank. You are sure that you don't really understand what they are doing there. And they have a particular person that is pretending as if he's doing something, but he's doing something different. You just notice and you see those kind of person that they are doing this kind of transaction, you just suspect something. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I suspect them most. And then look at the other thing. Another funny side is this. You have issue with your transaction. Maybe they deposit, they credit, they debit you unexpectedly. Or maybe something happened to your account and you go there. It's a very simple something that they will be whining you. My friend has issue with over 500 and something thousand naira with heritage. Sorry, I mentioned bank. Now, they said this one, they said that. They were playing us. We were going there, filling form, going there up and down. At the end of the day, we now find out that the problem was from one of the account manager who was playing some kind of game. At the end of it, they paying this money, they paid the money till 50,000 naira was not paid up till now. So
wow.
in short, I add it to be, if you are telling me 80%, I will even believe it. I'm telling you because those people, they know what they are doing there. Thank you.
All right. Victor from Rimokroshi. Is Victor still with? Oh dear, I made him. Robbing! Oh my God. Robbing, I'm so sorry. I was to end the call with Victor and then take yours, and I think I mistakenly did the opposite of everything I was supposed to do. So, Robin, please do forgive me. And do well to call back, Robin. I'd love to hear from you. Where do I begin? Soki Fubara from Port says, with regards to the banks involved in financial crimes, some of these fraudulent guys who call asking for XYZ details of your account, how did they get it into the account number of... They should put a mechanism to check these guys calling in on unsuspecting customers and asking for date of birth plus others. Please, why should someone get a debit alert and yet was unable to get data? Our banks should do well to help customers avoid fraud. Black Tribe, thank you for your wish. Thank you so much. Let me head on to X. Hold on, just a few seconds, please. Okay. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. The WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809 0306416. The question I am asking is pretty simple and straightforward. Would boycotting the banking sector in Nigeria force them to do right by their customers at all times? If you say that my funds cannot be safe with you, why then should I open an account with you in the first place? Should I discover that someone in the banking sector has access to customers' funds and they can withdraw and return at will, which is not supposed to be standard practice, why then should I entrust my funds with the bank? I heard this as a rumor, that's why I cannot speak authoritatively on it. But in the year 2011, 2012, right? 2013, yeah, when we had the MMM stuff, I did hear that some bankers went as far as collecting customers' money to put in MMM so that when they get profits, they return the customers' money. How true it is, I wouldn't know, but that was the rumor that was going around. Hence, you could tell why some people they received the news of the crash differently. You know, some people invested with their own money, personal money. Yes, when they lost their money, it was painful. However, some people who had access to customers' monies, they were in big trouble, bottom line. So they could not return the money. They could not get back the money. So if that is indeed true, Wouldn't my money be best kept in a saving box like some people start doing at the beginning of the year to break the box by the end of the year? Why shouldn't I return to burying my money? I mean, I know these people are not the best people to go to, but all these people that do contribution every month, and by the end of the year, they are getting rice and all of that. Why shouldn't I look at them as another option? Now, I know the argument will be like, oh, those people are not regulated. Denise, are you not the one that shared a story of a lady who used money contributed to send her son abroad, or the one who said she had amnesia and she could not remember the people that that gave her money and how much they gave her and all of that? But what then is the alternative? Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Robin Majo. I am back again.
Oh, Robin, so sorry for the first time. It was never intentional.
Yes, electronics, no problem.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, you asked a question where we should boycott the banking system because of the way they operate. Whether they will change.
Mm-hmm.
For me, my answer would be no. We should not boycott them. And we can't even boycott them. No matter how you call the meeting, how you sensitize, it's not going to work. In as much as these banks carry out these illegal activities by shortchanging depositors, including me, those 10 naira, 5 naira, 13 naira. Let me surprise you, or maybe not surprising you. These banks declare billions of naira at the end of every financial year. What do they do? What do they sell? How come they are declaring billions of naira as profit? Leave a 1 million naira in account. The next 1 year, you will not see 100,000 on top. If you are not lucky, what you will see is 980 something thousand naira. They have collected all.
Okay.
But let me still tell you and tell us, keeping money in the bank still stands out the safest way. Because the criminals, the armed robbers, they now know that monies are not kept at homes. Going to somebody's house, you will not find 100,000 naira cash. Why killing the person?
Robin, sorry to interject. Sorry to interject at this point. Have you not heard of robbers who go into a house, they go to the house with their POS. They collect the debit cards of the inhabitants of the house and they slot the cards into the POS and they say, put your password. They put their password. How much is your balance? They tell them, transfer everything now to this account. Haven't you seen such cases? So what are you saying?
Thank you. This has happened, but it's minimal.
Minimal, okay.
It's minimal compared to when the banking system is not as strong as it is now. When you hear robbery every day. Now, let me tell you, if they use that system, do you know they are in trouble? You take it at them afterwards. Because your money is gotten from the bank, and where the money went to will be traced.
Even when the money is traced, recovery is a problem, oh. Recovery is a problem.
I agree with you. It is, but we cannot still keep our money in the house.
I understand. Now, I'm sorry, Robin.
We should continue to talk so that they can change.
Robin, I have to say this. Maybe some of us are not aware, but I had to ask this question. The possibility of you not getting an interest capitalized on your account is dependent on the kind of account you're running and the number of debits carried out on the account per month. Now, if you have a savings account, you are entitled to interest at the end of the month if you make a withdrawal not exceeding 4 times. So 4 times is the maximum. If you have been debited 4 times from your account, it means you are not entitled to an interest. So if you buy recharge card 100 naira, that's 1 debit. If you subscribe for your cable television 3,000 naira, that's another debit. If you buy fuel 50,000 naira, that's another debit. If you do a transfer to your mom 100,000 naira, that's another debit. So if you've done that kind of debit, don't expect interest per month. The bankers may not have told you. I had to ask and they told me. So I just learned that if I want interest from a particular account, I don't debit more than once. Try it and see. Maybe by this time next month, call me and tell me how it panned out for you.
All right, no problem. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Robin. It's good we ask some of these questions because the vast majority of us are not aware. Oh, the banks are just debiting me. Oh, they are not. So you see, with each debit, if you're going to pay SMS charge, it's going to be debited. So if you know you want to earn interest, I had to call my bank. I said, come on, what's going on here? For the past how many months, I've not been getting interest. Rather, if I've been debited, to say, madam, you have to be coming down. No. And then I asked for my account statement and I verified. So the account that I use for spending, I'm not even expecting interest one bit because it no go come. That's the truth. Good afternoon, Denise. What EFCC said is true and very correct. Banks connive with fraudsters very well. Tell me, how can someone steal your phone and know your BVN and NIMC numbers at the same time? I can tell you, some of us leave some of these information stored on our notepad. Yes, some of us are not careful with passwords. We don't tend to remember them. So we write them somewhere. If the person has access to your phone and you have such information in a text message or lying around, some of you even impute your PIN on your phone. So if they get hold of your phone, it's possible to do the math. By the time they search through notes or search through text messages, they should be able to find it. So I think I've answered that question. Now, the second thing you said was, the thief will do a PIN reset and the same bank will not call you on phone to ask you if you're the one that authorized the PIN reset. Even after your money is lost, the bank will not do anything about it. They will even be shielding the fraudster instead. Bernard from Port Harcourt. Bernard. Good afternoon, Didi. Thanks for this question. I've been a victim of this bank fraudulent activities. I came back from church on a Sunday and was trying to rest when I received the debit alert from my bank. I quickly checked my bag and saw my ATM card. I had not disclosed my bank detail or PIN number. Did you know that right there I received a debit alert of 20,000 from my account? I wept that night and the next day I went to the bank and filled the form they gave me. Till today, that money was never retrieved. This reoccurred again last year November, still with my, the bank starts with a Ubank account. With anger, I went and closed that account. Within the last 3 years, I've lost up to 100,000 naira, which was withdrawn from my account while I was with my phone and ATM card. The best is to have an account and also save your money in a saving box. Okay, so you didn't tell us your name though. From experience I had in 2015, the bank were able to tell me that it's quite possible for people to get the details of your PIN even when you have your card. The automated teller machines, that's the ATMs, some of these fraudsters go and insert a very tiny camera that is able to scan all the cards that go through that hole. So whether or not you're with your card, they see everything. The camera right there is just very tiny. So if 100 people went to that particular automated teller machine, they have information of 100 people. But that bank that gave me that information told me that their own machines are very secure to detect such and they remove them. So I don't know if that was the case with you. Zion from GRA. Sorry, Zion, we lost the call with you. Please do well to call back. Augustine Iyagba says, I totally agree with what the FCC has said. Bankers are the facilitators of all the irregularities going on in the country, from aiding corrupt individuals, cyber criminals, example Yahoo boys, ransom collections, etc. They have vital information about customers like BVN, NRN, and addresses. Please. Oh dear. I already did. You sent a message on Facebook. So sorry, I already did. Nigerian Fair, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sam. I'm calling you from Cyprus.
You're welcome. Welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk.
Okay. Like my own thing, this especially to start on the Access Bank.
You may not need to mention the name of the bank, so a lot of us have been doing that. You may just make your point without mention. I said you may not need to mention the name of the bank. Go ahead.
Okay. Because What I explained is that me and my brother, I take my brother to Aisa to do things for him. So, and we talked about we meet one of the agents that is working in the bank. And the woman attend to him, they study everything for this my boarding and everything. But you can't believe after deposit everything, after me say when the money and they say the boy is salary. Let me say shortly, the boy receive a message or a call from the bank. The bank is social plan that is to like if you activate the social code like this, I'm now called me. And I said, what happened? The boy said that they debited it from the bank. They debited it over, let me say the same amount in salary, they just put it salary from the account. And I was like, how come? He said that they call it from the bank that it is sent to social. I was wondering, like, let me say, nobody know about the account. The boy just only go to their bank today and tomorrow, like, let me say tomorrow, this happen. So, okay, do you think that anybody is this person, that those people that are working in the bank are the same person that collected that money from the boy? Because like from that, they knew that boy is new in the bank and he knows nothing because he was just application. And that is how this is. So, this thing is very bad. Now, secondly, let me attend this thing. Okay, have you ever looked at that? Access Bank, they get first main account and total account. Now, in that main account, if you get 10,000 in your bank, you will see in that main account, you will see 9,000. Then in that total, then you don't see that 10,000 in that total. And after you spend that 9,000, you see, later you will see that you cannot touch that 10,000 in that total. That 1,000 will remain in that total. Then after 1 to 2 days, you can say, yes, you just get that from that place. That thing has been happening to me repeatedly. I've been to Access Bank. They tell me that I'm okay. I went there to collect my statement of account. Quite unfortunate that after when I received my statement of account, I showed them all the debit. They are telling me, sorry, it's from the headquarters, it's from this to even the 13 minutes, 1,000 naira twice for 80 now.
Wow.
That is kind of. So when I showed them all this, they were telling me, I'm sorry, to do this. Now they didn't invite it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. Diddy, in 2016, I made a transfer via internet banking with a bank that starts with an E. After so much hassle, a church member who works in the same bank called me aside and told me not to bother myself looking for the money because any transaction done with internet banking at the time was considered a seed as he done loss. As we speak, they don't go without a trace. The particular bank don't show me shaggy. On a lighter note, there are some banks you work with as a staff, you just have to shout, God forbid, every 2 hours. Because customers know they smile with honor. Black tribe, what is this? Why would customers smile? Really, why would customers smile when...
For more talk, news and sports, stay tuned to Nigeria Info.
We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the show.
This is Nigeria Info.
Yeah, sorry about that. Customers are not smiling because, you think I was smiling when they were stealing my money? It's my hard-earned money. And the fact that sometimes some of these people go scot-free without a trace. Do you know what that means? No. I cannot take it lightly. So bankers, you all are trying, but then again, the customers are king, right? The customers are always right. The customers take priority. But what next for the customers when it seems like the funds are not secure with you? Would boycotting make the banking sector sit up? If they realize that customers are pulling out, we're not having customers anymore, will they start doing the right things that they know to do, by the way? Final caller, Nigeria Info. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello,
Good afternoon. Let's talk.
Afternoon. My name is Jim Washington.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. I look at
I'm listening. I'm listening to you. Go ahead. You have 1 minute. I need to round off before trending stories.
Okay. Yeah, this home bank that started with you. They are debiting people as if this money we are plugging in. They will send money for you, they will debit you. You make transfer, they will debit you. Sometimes you check account balance, they don't even send you the reason why they are debiting you. So.
Oh, so sorry. Okay, the reason why you're being debited, sometimes ask for your account details. Now, it may seem like I am supporting the bankers. No. I just discovered from this conversation that some of us may be ignorant of some of their practices. Some of these banks send mails, and we do not read those mails. Some of the messages they send to us, we do not bother to open them. Sometimes in those messages, explanations are given. And who says you do not have the right to query some deductions? You do, if you feel like they are not appropriate. But then just saying, they debited this amount today, they debited that amount the other day, when you did not even check to know why you were being debited, sometimes is explained in your account statement. Diddy, most of my transactions are done on my mobile app. I hardly use the ATM machine, so there is no way it will be hidden camera anywhere. Now my app I always use. Okay, all right. Sometimes we have family members that are very funny in the sense that they are the ones stealing from us. Remember those days when we didn't have mobile apps, we didn't have ATMs, and children were still stealing from their parents by stealing their checkbooks, forging their signatures, taking it to a banking hall and making a withdrawal. And once the signature is there, it is assumed that the owner of the account authorized the transaction. And the owner of the account will never know. There were no mobile phones now. We'll never know until he goes to the bank. I say, how much is in my account? They say, account is many 100,000. I say, no. I have 3 million in this account. I say, no. Okay, so there you came and you withdrew 2-point-something million. I say, yeah. How come? And sometimes if the bank have cameras, they may be able to trace and know where I indeed came to do the withdrawal. The banking system in Nigeria needs to do better. I'm Denise Dennis Waddle.
We talk about we talk about everything.
92.3 Nigeria Info.